Hi guys, my name is Richard King, and if you guys want to see how I got this look, how I did this look, keep on watching. I have no clue how to decide what to describe it as, but it's an everyday look, I think. Going out with a friend, getting coffee. What else can you do in this look? Going to church. Wear this every day. Alright, keep on watching.
Alright, so I started by putting in my contacts because I cannot see at all without my glasses. And I also started by priming my face with a NYX Photo Loving Primer. This fills my pores very well and doesn't make me break out, which I love. I also went on top of that with the NYX First Base Primer Spray. And I really like to put this on when I'm using powder foundation. And I also go on top of that with the Nivea Post Shave Balm. This helps to moisturize my skin so that my foundation doesn't look chalky and doesn't look really dry on my skin. And I rub this everywhere. I am now going in with my Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Concealer in the shade, I believe it's medium. I like to put this on all of my spots that I would like to highlight because I am using a powder foundation, so I'm not going to be getting full coverage. I then start to blend my concealer with the NYX Flawless Finish Sponge. I prefer to use this sponge damp, so I run it under cold water and wring it out and use it to blend in my concealer. I then start going in with a powder foundation from NYX in soft beige, and I use an e.l.f. brush. It's an e.l.f. stippling brush, and I like the coverage it gives because it gives a natural finish, so it looks like you're not really wearing foundation. I like to use this powder foundation all over my face and use it for setting my concealer. I also blend it down the neck also. And this is also when my camera died, so I had to switch to my laptop. And it's a different lighting, but honestly, whatever works, right? Once my face is fully covered in foundation, I then go in with the Ardell brow pomade in the shade brown. And I like to rub it on the cap to kind of like warm it up, if that makes any sense, so that it blends easier. I also need to get my eyebrows threaded, but I also follow along my natural brow shape, and I don't extend my brow because of my hooded eyes, and I don't really want to lose the shape of my eye, you know? If you extend it, it'll make your eye look way smaller. So keep the natural shape and fill them in. So after I blend one eyebrow, I do the other eyebrow. Of course, who doesn't? You wouldn't want one eyebrow. But on the other side, my brows are a little bit different. So I just get them looking as similar as I can and hope for the best. So I then go in with my Benefit Roller Lash, my travel size, and I use the brush to comb through my brows and make them a little darker and more defined. I find that this makes them as dark as my hair, is not too dark, but perfectly dark enough to make them look natural and bushy, which is the look that I like. I then go in with more foundation, and then I start to contour. I use a simple e.l.f. face brush to go above the hollows of my cheeks in the color caramel. I find that this gives a subtle definition. Later, I go into the hollows of my cheeks with a darker color called hollow. from the NYX Contour palette. And I like to take this on the sides of my cheeks and up to the temples, and then there I am putting it in the hollows of my cheeks to give a more defined bone. And if you go a little heavy, it's fine because we can fix that later. So I'm framing my forehead and singing along to a good song, obviously. I actually found that this size of a brush is perfect for contouring a nose because it's so easy and fast. And then I take my dampened blender and I go along my cheeks to blend that in and soften the contour because I can admit I went really harsh on that, but oh well. So I like to blend it out and then also blend underneath my jawline and my neck to blend in the foundation color also. Since we are using a powder, it's okay to use a powder contour on top of it. You just really don't want to rub your foundation away, so you want to stipple it on top of your foundation. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit of color in my cheeks with the Tarte blush in the shade Paarrtttyyy. And I'm going to put that on the apples and also blend it in slightly in with my contour because it looks good on dark skin tones. It is more of a dark rosy color. I then go in with the Wet n Wild baked bronzer in the shade Sangria Castles and kind of give a little bit of shimmer on those cheeks. Now is probably my least favorite part. I suck at doing eyeshadow, so I'm going to attempt to do a little bit of something on my eye. So I am also going in with an e.l.f. blending brush and spraying some NYX primer spray onto the brush and putting a little bit of Ice Princess from the NYX Contour palette in my inner tear duct. This is going to give a little bit of more of a bigger eye illusion. Then I will go in with my favorite mascara from Maybelline, I believe. And I just like this mascara because of the brush. And I do have to lift my eye because I suck at putting it on. So even though I do have a couple eyeshadow palettes, I decided to go in with that baked bronzer and see if I can do something on my eye. I'm not even Catholic, and I just did a little cross on my freaking chest because I'm so scared. I suck at eyeshadows, and I suck at anything near my eye. So we'll see how this looks. I definitely wasn't expecting it to come out looking like that, so you can see my agreement in my facial expressions, and I started laughing because I realized how dumb I look. So I wanted to darken the outer crease and the crease, so I got my NYX Contour palette and went in with the shade Hollow and kind of darkened it up and did a more defined crease. So I know people who actually use eyeshadow probably hate me right now, but oh well, get off my back. So with anything near the eyes, the best thing you can do is just keep on blending until you think it looks decent. So after that I went in with an e.l.f. smudging brush and smudged the brown hollow underneath my eye on my lower lash line and tortured my eye a little more, even though my contacts know I hate it so much. So I decided also to put a black eyeliner on my inner tear duct, and we'll see how that looks because I suck at this also. Everything in this video is trial and error, which is basically me every day. I then got some simple lashes that I got from, I believe, Target, and they were dirty, so I got a bristle brush and cleaned all the dirty mascara off, and they look brand new. So I put some glue on them and decided to plop them onto my eyelash. Oh gosh, and no one told me there was a hole in my sweater. And I'm using Duo Lash Glue, and I hate this tube because it always puts so much glue out. But I still haven't bought a new one, so I'm just gonna dry this, and I'm hating myself for putting too much glue on it because I've had traumatic experiences with glue before. So I'm going to plop this on, putting from the outer corner and then securing the inner corner after I put the outer corner on. I find this technique is way easier, and it literally looks like I have a pound of glue on my eye. But I promise you, once it dries down, you barely can see it, and I tried taking some off with the tweezer, which helped a lot. So I put the other lash on the other eye and just pushed up with my hands and showed my double chin. So I'm going with that mascara from Maybelline again, my favorite one. So the mascara that I use for my bottom lashes, the tube is a cheetah print, but I cannot see the name, and it has kind of an indentation in the bristles, and I love that because it like conforms to my bottom lash line perfectly. And I believe, oh, I'm not done yet. I have some highlight. So I'm taking an Anastasia Glow Kit in the color White Sand, which is literally not white. A lot of people don't like this highlighting palette, but I love it because it's better for darker skin tones. So I just used that with my e.l.f. fan brush and of course caked it on and highlighted my nose and the tip of my nose. And I love this highlighting palette so much, and it looks good because there's so many different tones of highlighter. There's gold and there's a little bit of silver fleck. I am now using the NYX Liquid Suede in the color Sandstorm, and I am applying this. It's really simple. It's creamy. I love this. I just wish I got a darker color, maybe like a dark brown, something a little darker than the shade of my skin tone, but I really like it, and it lasts pretty long, so that's a win-win. Alright, I am now going to go in with my NYX setting spray in matte, and spray that all over, take the hat off, and release the mane, and this is the finished look.
In the future, I want to post more videos on my channel. I want to post makeup videos, stories, adventures, things I do with my friends. So I'm glad you guys clicked to watch this video, and I just hope you guys subscribe and stay tuned for more. Bye.